Hello and welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream, builders in general. We're gonna kick this off with how to remove nubs. First off is a little cheeky look at my next build. I'm working on the Phoenix Gundam. I would show you guys how to clean up nubs on an SD Gundam, but it's kind of too easy. So maybe we should start with that, and then we'll kind of move on to what we normally do. I'll break out my first build after SD December will be this GM Cold Districts. I'm so excited to build this. So that's why I'm gonna we're gonna do it real. We're gonna show you how to break some nubs off real quick. So first off, let me just turn the chat thing towards me so I can fucking see you guys. Put it in my background. All right. Oh, yes. The Build Bros. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for entering the chat, Build Bros. If you guys don't know, Build Bros is a podcast that you can find pretty much everywhere you get podcasts. I listen on Spotify, but it's a fantastic podcast that goes over not just building, but a tons of anime stuff too. I'm just throwing up another light so you can see my beautiful faces, but I'm sure this camera's gonna keep screwing up the whole time trying to figure out what the light level is, but I'll try to fight it. So let's kick it off with what you guys need to clean up nubs. We got right here. It will put it, sorry, the little box is hard to figure out. So we got this is the US blade, US Gundam, two-sided bladed, there's blades on two sides. Sorry, I couldn't get it out there. There's blades on two sides of this sucker right here. And I really do love this. This was my sharp, nippers for a very long time. These were the sharpest I had, and it really is a fantastic buy from the shop. I'm not sponsored by USA Gundam. I'm just throwing it out there because before I had, here's my old toolbox here. I got these are Tamiya ones that you can buy on Amazon or at your local craft store. These were my sharp ones before the USA Gundams. They're really nice. It's the, let me see if I can hold it up to the camera for you guys, but it probably can't see it. It's the Tamiya MH21M. And it's a great nipper, but it's not as great as the USA Gundam, and then of course, not as good as the Gundams, which we'll get into. But guys, if you're trying to save money to clean up nubs, it's Gundams should be cheap. Setting up building models should not cost a shit ton of money. That's why they're so fucking cheap. Guys, I bought a shit ton of SD Gundam today. You can see it on my Instagram that I got from Gundam Shoppers Network, and holy shit, they were cheap. Like, I'm talking each one was under $10, and then the big guys were like $15. I love SD Gundam for that price tag alone. But if we're talking price tag of nippers, there's this great case you can buy on Amazon right here. I think it's $10. It comes with these nippers, and these are just kind of normal. Like, you would find these nippers at Home Depot. If you went to Home Depot, these are probably the type of nippers you'll find. I think they do work. I do think that nippers like these do work. They don't not work. But are they going to do a clean cut that you will have a lot of work to clean up afterward? That's really what we're talking about here when we're talking about cleaning up nubs with nippers. And this took me a long time to learn, is that I kept thinking there'd be a nipper that I would just snip and it would just be perfect and I wouldn't have to clean up any nubs. But that ain't gonna happen, guys. That's just not, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for like the laser nipper that like God Hand will put out, and it'll be like $150, but we'll be able to be like, and it'll like just perfectly seal the plastic afterward. That would be that's the shit I envision will go into nippers eventually. But for guys, for the nipper that I would say, because you can get this kit, it's fine. The snipper's fine. This is the Steady. It's another one on Amazon that was only, I think, $7 or $9. And that was my mainstay for a very long time. I just used these two. I basically, for the first like 10 or 20 models that I did, it was these two. The one that came in the kit from Amazon, and then a Steady as my like sharp blade, because we'll talk about it. There's always two cuts with two different blades. But we'll get to that when we get there. But let's finish up talking about the tools first. So I would say cheap wise, you'll have, if you use this kind of bottom row here, you will have to have couple things to try to clean them up. First, the most basic of them all, a straight edge. Just throw a straight edge. Most people just snip with fucking these and then straight edge with, X-Acto knife. I'm saying straight edge, but X-Acto knife. And it literally, it's so clean. So that is not a method that I am shitting on. I am saying that is pretty much some of like the Japanese masters of this, of building Gunpla, do just that. Use like a Home Depot pair of nippers and then just clean up with with an X-Acto knife, and then they clean up with a file of some sort. And we'll get into files in 2 seconds, because that'll be next, because I already talked about my sorry, grabbing more gear from the desk. We'll talk about files in a second though, because really these were great. The Steady, the stuff from Amazon. If you really want to save money, if you're just starting the hobby, guys, you could stop the video now. You could just go and save the money and go do that. Those are great, but I will say, getting the Tamiyas really took me in a great direction and really cleaned up things a lot. And then for kind of a couple, I think these were 20 and these were 30, for the USA Gundam. I'm not exactly sure. And you know, check out the store for it. They have some really cool stuff available there. But really, this is my process now, is I use the USA Gundam for my first cut, my initial cut off the runner, and then I use the single-bladed God Hand SPN 120. Guys, I put off buying this forever. I put off buying this God Hand because it's $50 or $60 where you are. Sometimes $75. I've seen it for $75. I've seen this same thing at like varying costs. I love my God Hand. You mean I can clear nubs with my teeth? Bill Bros is right. You can use your teeth. I wouldn't recommend it. Guys, what I will say, one of my guiding principles with what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to teach here, is that Gunpla is freedom. So do as you want. If you really do get satisfaction is using your goddamn teeth to rip off nubs, do that. But I am showing you a method that I have learned over my year of building, and I don't think it's the perfect way to clean up. And I want to, if you guys have a different way of doing it, I would love to hear it in the comments. I would love to learn what you guys do, so that way I can get better, and hopefully you learn what I do or what I've done, and we can, all get better. It's all about them rising ships. But basically, yeah, I go first cut, USA Gundam. Second cut, the God Hand SPN 120, the blue one. Not the red one's fine. But the blue one's your boy. This is the single bladed guy. It's gonna work perfectly for most model kits. This is such a 2-hit combo. It's such like a because the USA Gundam is so strong. It will go through anything. It's not meant to. This is supposed to be the precision cutting of the God Hand, but it's kind of more rugged, and you will, and that's really the downfall of the God Hand is these. Treat them with you could see I'm holding them with a lot of respect. I'm like click and clacking all the other nippers. I've seen so many broken God Hands. I've seen them all the time on people's stories on Instagram or on their posts. They're just showing a God Hand with it snapped in half. And it literally like fills me with pain because it's like, I know how much it took to build up to being like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to buy that expensive nipper. And then for it to break is like, son of a bitch. And then what I do for the rest of my method, I sometimes will use the X-Acto knife, but now with the God Hand, that's a thing of the past. I don't ever have to break out the X-Acto knife really. And then I use my 2 Razor by Gun Primer files. Now, why do we file? Why does it file? Because it's not, no matter how clean you take the cut, and I was saying it earlier that none of these nippers will give you the nothing there type of thing you really want. So to get that like nothing there look, you need to file. And these two are fantastic. It's glass. It's a glass file that was specifically made for making models, making specifically Gunpla. So it's one of those things that like you can use normal glass files. I tried to because these are again expensive. I was trying to go cheaper. So what I did was at first I tried to use the files that was in this kit from Amazon. Not to great success. So I stopped using those and immediately bought on Amazon. It was like 2 for like $5, 2 glass files. Now, these things are fantastic for actually cleaning up your fingernails. I know that sounds weird, but like the real reason why it's supposed to be used for the glass file is really good at that. Is it good at cleaning up? Are those like cheap Amazon glass files worth it? Is what I'm trying to say. No. It is kind of too aggressive because they're meant for literally your thumbnail, you know, like it's like they're supposed to be aggressive glass files. And that's what makes the difference between these gun primers. It's kind of a soft, you can kind of run your finger across it, you know, like, so it's like kind of this gentle glass file. And that's the thing that's missing from those cheap Amazon ones is that they're not gentle. They will oversand. And that's something that I have had to learn a lot of, is not to oversand. So if anybody down in the comments knows how to stop oversanding, no, I'm just kidding. I have learned and I have made it work and I try to make it blend in more, but something that, you know, I think that I did for a lot of my kits, and it's something I look back on and I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't oversand. I wish I could. I was like neurotic and, you know, like trying to get rid of a nub. And that's the thing is these should come off easy. This should not be something you're super frustrated with. And if it is something super frustrated with, take a moment to figure out a better solution to get rid of that nub. Because it will, your oversanding will show. The razor file also comes with a bouncer and a cloth that I have way over here in the toolkit. I use the bouncer as you saw last week in our last stream. I also use it to clean up a panel liner on Converge kits because it's got this coating on it to actually add flat cover. It's like it adds a flat finish. It's like not only a buffer to get out like the look of you sanding something, but it also adds a flat look, and you can flip it over and get a semi-gloss look, and then you can get a gloss look with the actual this one guy right here. So, but that's not the only thing you could use, because these razors are great, but some people don't love this like one fit solution. I do. I love just having one solution. But there's also, and I bought these recently, the Dushbay. This is the Cerberus. And basically, No, this is not the thing you sand it with. You take off these self-adhesive sanding grits, and that's the problem here, is it's kind of expensive. You're buying different sanding bits all the time, which is the reason why I love my razor, is that I don't have to. I feel like I'm sort of helping the environment by not buying a ton of little things like this, little sanding papers, you know, doing that little bit for the environment. But basically, that little grippy side there, you just kind of go, you take the adhesive off. It acts like a sticker. Wow. Woohoo. And you just kind of slap that baby on there. Here, I'll hold it up to the camera a little bit. Of course, I messed it up by trying to hold it over the camera. All right. So I just threw on some 1/500, and you could tell it's very soft. That's why I bought these. I bought kind of some higher grit ones, just in case I needed to go even finer than these razors can kind of give you. And, you know, that's, I haven't really used it much. As you can tell, these are all still kind of sealed. So I have not used it. It's something that I hope to get more use of. It is pretty cool. And, you know, it could be nice. So I've shown you all the tools. You've seen my setup here. We got the 2 razors, which I feel like a fancy fucking boy. Oh my goodness. Bill Bro's been saying things. 2 cuts, glass file, thin cement for any dislocation. Boom, clean. Bill Bros is exactly right. 2 cuts, glass file, this tiny bit of cement, which I keep in a secret drawer inside of my desk over here. You can't see that because it's secret. But I have extra thin Tamiya extra thin cement, which you can get normal. You don't have to get extra thin. This is just, I like the quick setting feature of this. So anything you kind of fuck up, you can kind of throw that on there to kind of clean up. That's more of a tip for people who do paint their kits, because you can cover up those imperfections even easier. And then what else did Bill Bros say? R.I.P. to the God Hands. Daughter used it on a the Lugia kit, which is a cool kit, by the way. Lugia is one of my favorite Pokemon. Now we use Despae single. It's nice, but not as clean. I was looking into the Despae. You saw I bought a bunch of Despae stuff. But I ended up going with their electric sanding pen, which we can talk about because it does clean up nubs. We'll talk about this in. It's not exactly for that, but you could, you could. And then go only in the direction. Don't go back and forth when the file. It helps. Learned that recently. Yeah. I also learned that recently, Build Bros. It was one of those things that I was just kind of going back and forth. And it doesn't make any sense to actually do that because that's not how you do nails. So it's like you want to go the one direction, which I didn't even, I didn't see any importance in. But then once you see the difference, you're like, ew, that's a big difference. So I talked about, I was saying this Despae electric sander. I was looking for something else to sand. I do like my razor primers from Gun Primer, but my wrists kind of get, with holding little pieces, my wrists kind of get messed up. So I was looking for something that could sand for me. And I found the ESP Despae pen. This is it says it's for sanding because you put a sanding bit in the top here. You can see that, and it's got a little hex screw on the bottom. And then you take that out and you can just kind of tighten up your little screw head on there. Listen, here's the story. All right, there we go. It's in there. And basically, we'll hold it up to the camera. You can see is beautiful. It's this little thing. It's got this great interface where it shows you how much battery power you have left. And and you can kind of step up the power. You can go whoop. So this is the 3. Pretty fast. And let me tell you, you wouldn't want to put your finger in it because it will mess you up. The extra 3 bars on the reader there are to show load. So if you're burrowing through some piece of plastic and it's kind of too much for the drill, it'll shut itself off, which is for the best, so you don't overheat it or overclock it or something. And I actually I do like this thing more for weathering. This is cool. This can sand. It can do it. It is very touchy. You gotta have the softest touch. You gotta touch it nicely, touch it gently. But I don't got that. I kind of got, like, Gunpla has taught me a lot about soft touching. You know, I try, but I just don't have that much body conscious, I guess. And like it's taken a lot this year of learning how to do like really soft touches to my Gunpla. And for like painting and for you know, even nub mark removal and so many other things that like I'm like, oh, like that's you know, like that's how you do gentle touching. I didn't realize. People all the time would be like, you don't know how to gentle touch, and I'd be like, I don't know what I mean. So I'm gonna put the razors back in the box. We're gonna grab over here. So let's start off. We're a little bit into this stream, so I've shown you the tools. Now I can show you the goods of the Phoenix Gundam. So we got this I'm not gonna, oh, I can put it up there. Nice. So we got the Phoenix. We got the Phoenix Gundam. So if you didn't know, there's a Gundam video game called G Generation, and it is a tactical turn-based RPG, basically Fire Emblem with Gundam. But you can evolve in every one of these. You can evolve the Gundams like they're Digimon or Pokemon. Like they literally will go up a level and become a different Digimon. A different Gundam if you want to. But it's kind of the same formula. It's all Bandai, so they're kind of like apply the same formula, and it works. These games have been coming out for a very long time, like literally Super Nintendo. So you'll see kits that are very much from that age. I got today the G Gundam, SD Gundam. But you can see it's from, I don't know if you can see. G Generation Neo, which was, I believe, a PS1 game. And it's one of those things that you'll see a lot of kits with, like Generation Zero, which I want to say was the Super Nintendo. I don't fucking know. I better look. Somebody in the comments, please let me know. I don't know which one of those Generation games are because I haven't played them all yet. I've only played the G Generation. Where is it? I have it on Switch. I don't have I do have Cross-Rays on my Steam Deck, and I have the ones, it's like the UC one. Why can't I remember it at the moment? I played 96 hours of that game. But that kind of sums it up, is that the games are these actually really great turn-based RPGs. It doesn't matter about the names. Whatever, fuck them. Just look up Gundam G Generation, and you'll find a bunch of these games. There's 2 on Steam, and there's the new one, Cross-Rays, which I haven't fully played yet, but I have it on Steam. So I'm gonna get into that. But I played the one before, and basically the Phoenix Gundam is a unique Gundam to that series, and it's basically the UC's version of the Wing Gundam in a way, you know, like you can kind of see it in the chest, you can kind of see it in these giant wings. And it transforms into a fucking bird. So it's like very much got this like Zeta feel of the transform into a bird, but you know, all these winged features like the Wing Gundam, or from Gundam Wing. So I really enjoy this Gundam. I really loved leveling it up. Sorry, One of the mobile suits unique to the SDG generation video game series. Its first appearance was SD Gundam G Generation F. Thing about SD Gundams, the reason why I didn't want to start off with this for cleaning up nubs, is that they make them easy, guys. They want them to be easy. They want anybody to be able to make them. So they make it kind of easy to take off the plastic. Oh, usually. Oh, is the Phoenix Gundam a nice Gundam? Holy shit. The Phoenix Gundam might be a nice Gundam. Okay, first, let's get our boys out here. We are, actually, let's, because I'm sure this will pop out. So this is, the thing about the Phoenix Gundam right here is this is part of the SD cross silhouette, or the SDCS line. What that means is they were gonna charge you $10 extra so you can make the Gundam look nice. No, I'm just kidding, but it's kind of true. If you want this kind of small statured Phoenix Gundam that doesn't have a lot of posability, you just buy this kit. This guy, you just buy this. It's fine by itself. It comes with the inner frame, but the inner frame's is very much the BB Shenchi, the older version of SD Gundams. Like it's very much that size and posability. You can see it on my Instagram feed. You can see my high new Gundam, and you can see it kind of doesn't have that much posability. It can point its guns. You could see it a lot on my SDs on the timeline, because I've only built well, actually, I've built 2 SDCSs, but the rest have been either G generations or EX standards, which are kind of terrible, and baby Shenshis. So, but these are kind of, I would say, before they announced the master grade, this was the master grade of SD Gundam. Like, this is all separated plastic. You could see when I was lifting up earlier, there's no fucking stickers. There's stickers here. There's stickers here. Look at these stickers. And they're shiny. They're shiny stickers. They're not bad, and I'm definitely not going to use those black and gray ones, so they can suck it. I'm not going to use those. But, like, that's the thing, is you can kind of decide that, and it will still look fine, unlike the EX standard versions of SD Gundam. These guys right here. This is my most dreaded guy to build, kind of, because you can kind of see right off the bat this gigantic fucking sticker sheet. Oh my god, why is it so fucking big? Print another plastic. You're like, holy crap. It's terrible. It's one of those things that EX standards are kind of too easy to build, because they kind of overdo the plastic parts to be too big, and then they add huge sticker sheets, so they're kind of terrible. I wouldn't recommend EX standard. Always, I'm talking away from the mic. Always grab a BB Shenchi. You can see it in the corner here. I got this. I got my Build Burning Gundam right here, but you can see it in the corner. It will say BB. It will, like, say it's a BB SD Gundam. It'll say it several times throughout the thing. This is a Japanese import, so not a great example of what you'll see to know that it's a BB. Yeah, so, I mean, I showed you it already. It's okay. You understand. So, thank you guys for watching so far. I'm just gonna say that. I was looking over at the chat. Thank you guys for watching so far. I'm really enjoying this. I like doing this with you. So, first things first, when you're building a SD Cross S, is that you gotta build the little tiny frame that comes with. So we'll get the Phoenix out of here. And you got this down here. So what I was saying earlier is that SD Gundams, usually, you can kind of just pop them off. You don't want to do this. You can. It's great for kids. But look. Look at that ass. Look at that ass mark. It's a terrible mark on there, on this little tiny helmet. So we break out, because it's a little tiny helmet, we break out the little tiny Razor 1.5. You go up to the mark, and you kind of file it away till it's clean. And see, I'm doing it wrong already. I was going back and forth, back and forth. But what you should be doing is just going one way, like that. It's going to take a bit, but you can see it go. Where'd that mark go? And then we'll get the one on the side of the helmet here. You're going one way. And I'm saying do the one way. But, you know, sometimes you gotta to shake things up a little bit. And then don't be afraid with stubborn Nub Marks to bring in your finger to try to just get dust out of there. I usually will give it a quick blow to sorry about that phrasing. A quick blow to sorry, I can't keep saying that. To make sure that there's no dust on it. And you can I also have something from Gun Primer, this little brush right here to bring off dust that you get from sanding. I don't think that's essential. I think that was I think it was part of a deal, and it's also super cheap. It's like $2. I think I got it at Mecha Warehouse for like $2 or something. But I know that a lot of shops will give them away, so you know, keep your eyes open. So this is why you don't just rip off the pieces, even if it allows you to, because you kind of got this stubborn mark here, and you kind of have to keep working at it. And sometimes you have to go back and forth to really shake up that little piece right there. And then sometimes you hit it from the other direction. And just same direction if you can, if it's coming up. And we're looking good. We're looking good. So here we go. We're like, oh, that's so stubborn, it's not going away. Hit it with the buff. And the buff is the same as the sander. You kind of just want to go in one direction, but it doesn't really matter the direction as long as you're going in that one direction. Kind of the same thing for this. And for these stubborn ones, just going with the X-Acto if it's being stupid. And light touch. Light touch. And then you may have gotten rid of the stubborn part. So hit it again with the razor. God dang. See, this is why you don't do this. Because this mark is getting stuck. Okay, we're almost there, though. It's like, this is some of the stuff that, like, will frustrate you as a beginning builder. You'll, like, start to build, and you'll be like, oh, man, I can't get rid of these marks. Don't worry. They'll come out. Just keep slapping them with your tools. Oh, we're almost there. It's like right there. Oh my god. Now the razor, I will not say is a perfect tool, but it does get the work done. And bring in the buff. And there you go. Cleaned up. Let me see if you guys can get that focused. Goddamn camera. Work. Goddamn Brio. But basically, you can see no more white mark. No more white on that side. And we're going to do the same on the other side. This is like tutorial how not to do it when you're building these SDs by like popping them out easy. Because it does leave these marks. And they're a pain in the butt to get rid of. All right, so we got the back of that head. So it's funny when they give you these extra frames, they give you GM heads, which are actually really cute. I have a kind of a little collection of them now, of the different colored ones. But you're not gonna actually like throw it on there, you know, unless it's like you know, your Gundam RX-78. Then it looks like it almost belongs. I was like playing with that when I was doing that SC. So I do, you can see I kind of like with these troublesome bits, I do bring in my finger. That's why I say, you know, it's cool to have those extra glass files because you should have some sharp nails. Just kind of get in there and fucking whoosh! But you could of course just keep sanding. Just have patience and a soft touch so you don't overdo it. And then we're gonna just slap these two together. Ooh, that was a satisfying clip. And you can see the little GM head. This has nothing to do with the rest of the build. I just like to have him, and I will call him Jim. And Jim can stay there. So, that's how you kind of clean up a bad break. It's going to take a little bit of work, and you're not going to like it, but you can do it. So, let me show you what I do as my kind of process here. For something like this. We have the inner frame. Now, usually I'd go step by step. I would cut out each part, but it's the inner frame. It's actually kind of a quick slap together here, especially for an SD. So what I'm doing is, you can see I go up to the runner and whoop, and whoop, and you just kind of get it before, like with these guys, it's kind of as the, you know, a little bit beyond where the plastic has melted onto the bit. So you don't want to go too close. You don't want to cause white marks as you get it off of this thing. And, you know, as I cut, I move them to piles of each other. Yeah, we're just going to go through, and you're going to kind of see how I do these cuts. Shabba-daboo. Shabba-daboo. Oh, fuck. See, a bad cut there where I didn't make it all the way through. Just go back, hit it again. And so, you know, it's okay if you cut these and it doesn't go exactly to plan. You're doing the right thing by getting these off the runner like this. Now, on build fighters, they tell you should cut them out from behind the runner. I do agree with this. If you've never actually watched the build series, there's build divers, build fighters, and build divers re-rise and build fighters try, and they're actually a really cool show. Build divers is a little rough. The rest of them are actually really fun, are full of like really awesome fights. Like if you're just there for some Gundam fighting, it's almost nothing better, especially build fighters and build fighters try. They're crazy. And in try, they show you that you should cut out Gunpla from the runner on the back side so you see what you're doing. Now that's not super important with an SD Gundam, because there's not these like itsy bitsy parts that you can't tell what you're cutting off, and you're like, shit. But it with this, you can, it's still helpful because you can kind of get some nice clean cuts, and you get in there nice. It is nice to, sorry, I'm getting off camera again. God damn. I never appreciated before how easy it was for people to keep it on camera. It is not fucking easy. So yeah, you can cut from the opposite side while holding it upside down like this, like I was showing. So you can kind of bring up your blades through the plastic so you can see, line up your shot, pa-pow. Now, that works great. Or, you know, if you can't get underneath, just kind of boop. So, yeah, that's something. This is a little tip from a Gundam show, and I mean, I should link to like that little segment where they show you how they build, because it's one of those inspiring moments for me where I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize that's what you had to do, you know, like, so I would recommend watching those shows for that reason. Just checking out the chat. Thank you for watching, guys. So we got these. We got the frame coming out pretty quickly here. I'm just gonna get, just because we're gonna pretty much build the Phoenix Gundam, or at least most of it. I'm just kind of gonna go through these. And you know, as you can see, I kind of go in because I'm behind. It's like you can see a pipe comes down, and instead I go behind just to pop those off. Oh, the Jim, come back. Jim went flying. Where can we keep Jim so he don't run away? Here we go. Between the god hands. Jim, that's where you live. All right. Here we go. We got a couple more to get out of this thing. And then we'll be showing you the second cut that you should do when you're cutting these Gunpla out. Almost there. We got these joints. I actually really do love building these little frames. It's like, it seems stupid, but they're like so cute looking. And they, it's like, they're just this little articulate skeleton. And I kind of love that. So. Oh, that's not all of it. That's the only thing about cutting from the back is definitely go around the front to make sure you got everything cut out of you. Right in there. Alright. So. Putting. Clean. And then I'm going to put the instructions right here. So that way I can slap them in. I love this kit right here because it has the old Bandai logo. This frame, it's got the red one. I love that. I love when it's like old logo shit. So before I bring out the giant instructions, this is the second cut. Jim, please step aside. So make sure to take care of your blades, guys. Put them in something. God Hands comes with a little sock. USA Gundam comes with this little plastic tube. Put them in there. They will get fucked up. I absolutely recommend putting something around stuff like this because they will break. All right, the God Hand, shing. You know, the Aegis is no, the Aegis is God's sword, right? I only know that from Xenoblade. So let's keep cutting, guys. All right. Oh, I should, before I continue on, we're gonna take a tiny social media break to post that we are streaming. Oh my god, another package is here. Okay. I'm going to post on Instagram real quick that we are live. Just give me a moment to get it up there. Oh my god. So, cha-ching. There we go. Copy. Add to story. All right, sorry, just getting this out here. You know how it be. And what I'll do to make up for it, guys, is I know that I've been just babbling to myself. So, to make up for that, let's get up some lo-fi beats to play in the background while we do this. All right. We have shared social media-wise. Now that we're 20 minutes in, Jesus Christ. Ba, 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 da. Opening up music. All right. We're just going to play that in the background. Okay. So, you've come this far. You've stayed with me past the social media posts. Sorry about that. We are back at it. So, we got the God hands here. And we've been talking about two cuts. So we cut it off the plastic. We cut off the runner. Now we're going in for the close one. We're going in for the closeness. So you just go in with the single blade. Only one of them actually has a blade on it. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. This is the bladed side. And this is kind of just a flat edge that pushes it towards the blade. And that's why we're getting such a clean cut with the God hands. It's kind of a guillotine of plastic. And basically, you kind of just, to get it right on camera here, we go right in, get as close as possible, and just kind of pop that baby off there. Make sure you can go slow, but you don't have to with the God hands. Kind of just pop it off there. And you can see, even with these double cuts, there's something. There's a little something on there. We'll just go through and we'll keep cutting off bits to be cleaned. Now, because this is an SD kit and it's meant to come off, some of them have leaving serious marks. So that's why you kind of want to be gentle and just, you know, put it aside. So what I do, I obviously have this mat here. I keep to the, this is the way I catch all my nubs. Because that's the important part of nub cleanup, is keeping your nubs clean. I've seen people cutting nubs into a can, you know, something to show off later, you know, like to be able to do that. I have a Despy vacuum. That's just a desk vacuum that actually is really great for picking up nubs. I would recommend it. I've talked about it on Instagram posts, and I think I showed it off on a stream already. So I won't break it out right now, but once we're done, maybe I'll break it out just to show you the cleanup. Again, you're just going in, and you're getting it real close, and you're making sure your sharp side's on as close of an edge as possible, and then pat. And pat. Because it's like you kind of want to push it into the blade so it comes up nice. Oh, see, sometimes when you're cleaning these things up, you just forget a bit. You see it and you're like, that's not a bit. That's not a nib. You're just slapping that boy left and right. This is going to be real quick, guys. Because it should be. It's an SD Gundam. It's not supposed to be intensive. It's like, it's not. It's supposed to be easy to clean up. That's why they make it easy to snap it off the plastic. But snapping off the plastic, as you just saw, does leave more of a mark than just kind of going in with this two-cut method and getting it off of there. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So, this is why you should flip parts over. I was just about to make the cut real quick, but as you can see, you're only supposed to make the cut on this part and not cut that whole plastic part off because you need it for his feet. So I'm glad you know, you should, even if you're moving at a good speed, cleaning things up, you should inspect the piece before you make some serious damage, you know, if you don't know the parts. I have made, this is my third frame, CS frame, fourth, I got third, this is my third CS frame, so I sort of know what I'm looking for, but you know, as I'm saying, here. It's always good to be careful, just in case you fuck up. All right. Slapping it. Slapping it. Just checking in on the chat. Make sure you're good. Seems like you're good. Go in. Make sure you're cutting nice. To make these nice cuts, or you'll be cleaning it up later. That's really the thing. Is like, if you don't do these nice cuts, it's kind of just on you later. You have to do the cleanup, which is, you know, some people don't give a fuck. You're kind of just like, oh, well, you know, that's what I was going to do anyways. So it's really not too bad. And I think that's why a lot of people are way faster builders than I am. They don't really care about its cleanliness on the cut and everything. But I like to, like I said, my hands hurt from cleaning up nubs, and I want to, you know, like, and from holding little pieces to sand, and I, you know, want to negate that as much as possible, basically. So the using the nippers here doesn't hurt my hands as much as holding a little piece while I'm trying to sand it. So saving my hands in the cut, you know what I mean? All right, we are almost there. And then we'll sand it down. Once we have all these parts with their nubs off, with the runner completely detached, then we clean. Yeah, I hope, you know, this is helpful to you guys in a lot of ways, where you get you know, it's not a time-lapsed thing, you know. You actually see how slow and prepared you have to be to do this shit. And you can kind of see, I can kind of like explain, and then you actually see it in action of me building this. That's what I'm hoping, is that you guys kind of get that. I explain it by auditory, then I show you visually, and then you can hopefully do it at home, and that's the ultimate learning experience. Because I mean, with how-to content, I feel like sometimes it can be one or the other, and I want to try to be as helpful as possible to you guys. So I would recommend, you know, you guys watch this video, you watch many other videos, you watch a bunch of reels on how to do this stuff, and you find out a method that works for you. Because I kind of showed you at the beginning, there is a lot, you know, you can cut and then use the X-Acto knife. You can just cut and leave it. You could just do one single cut and clean up with the razor. It's not perfect that way, but you could, if you were really like trying to speed through a build, you could do just the God hand, cut as close as possible, then just clean up. I wouldn't recommend this because it can't, even with how great the God hand is, it's not going to do it, you know, like it's not going to work. So I already kind of shown you how we kind of do this. But I'm going to grab these chest pieces right here, and let me show up to the camera, which, by the way, we might use different cameras next time, maybe. I have several. You never know. All right. Cleaning up here. So, if you guys saw Build Bros in the chat, listen to Build Bros podcast wise. You should listen to the Warp Shelf, my podcast, if you're into movies and anime. We do anime, and you know, it's mostly a film analysis, but you know, it'll be anime analysis too. And then you could, I would also say to check out Gunpla and the Goonies, another great Gunpla show podcast wise. Now because they're podcasts, they won't be showing you visually how to build, but you get to hear from builders, and you know that's important too. You know, to hear what your other, you know, your artist colleagues, your fellow builders are up to. You know, and how they approach their builds, and I think that's important because I want to see, you know, I want to see what's out there, how they all approach it, because it seems like it's all different. And I love that. And that's kind of the important part of the community is that, again, Gunpla is freedom. I wish I could add that. I wish every time I say that, there should be like a fucking thing that pops up. It's like, Gunpla's freedom. But we've done this Becca part. We turn him over. We have these little arms. And where are you, other little arm? There you are. Now, because this is the inner frame, you don't have to clean this up super well. I'm mostly doing a lot of cleaning up to show examples to you guys, to try to get a good clean inner frame. But like, it's the inner frame, guys. Sometimes it's good to know which nub, you know, which nubs will actually show, so you don't have to put in all your hard work on something that won't ever show up. But then again, it might. So, you know, that's why I'm doing this, is that it might show through. So might as well clean it up. It's kind of one of those things that it's either build to your pleasure or build for competition. And I do love the idea of someday putting something in a competition, you know, Gunpla wise. I do love the idea of that at some point. Not saying right now. I don't think there's any place to do it in New England other than I missed the Northeast Comic-Con. I think they did it there, and I think it was at Grand State Comic-Con. So I really missed it. But next year I will not be missing it. Is basically it. Is my kind of goal for 2023 is find a Gunpla competition and put in for it. And I don't think I got the goods yet, but it would be cool to compete, you know? I don't think I'm winning anything, but it'll be cool to compete. So, I'm bringing this back on screen. Sorry about that. I sat back. We should do I should build a reverse. Yeah, hold on. We're going to have to build a reverse. We're going to have to duplicate this shot. Hold on, guys. Because it's like one of those things that sometimes you just got to flip it. Replace layer with... Replace. All right. Actually, that's not a terrible idea, guys. There we go. Kind of a move, but there you go. Now we can talk and shit, and maybe I can hold things up to this camera too. No, that camera's terrible. But I do like this kind of switching it off so you guys can see me bigger and the other not so big. So, but I'll have it and I'll switch it back when I go to show you guys something else. Don't worry. We won't be just this. I promise. But you know, you got to see my beautiful mug even more, you know? Like, it's not total loss, if you know what I mean. So, we are getting closer on this little arm here. You can kind of see there's these the little white nubs, even from the god hands. And then you just whoop, whoop. And then once you nail it, we can just pop that puppy in to the other side. I'm looking for the head connect. So we have the A12 right here. Hold on, let me flip this thing. Sorry if I'm building the show with you guys here, but you know how it be. All right. See if this is a weird... No, we're just gonna switch to a cut and pow! We're back. And you're just kind of... with these pieces that make the neck piece, you're just cleaning it up. It's just simple. As you can see, I'm not using the balancer on the inner frame because, again, you don't need to flat finish this inner frame. Not much of it will show. If you look at the box for the Phoenix Gundam here, pretty much none of the frame shows through on this bad boy. So you don't have to worry too much when it comes to just this aspect of it. Oh, this isn't even the right part. No. Is it? I got the two parts. Now that looks more like it. But, you know, if you sand the wrong part when you're building, if you're like building along like I am like this, where I'm like following the instructions and sanding as we snap it together, it's not the worst thing to sand out of order. You're like, oh, well, I sanded the wrong piece, but it's done for later. You know, like you're like, I'm good for later at least. Yeah, lots of using my breath to try to push the sand apart. I'm sure people are much better at it than me. As somebody with asthma, that is... I'm like... Alright. Got that little bit. Now let's get these little parts off of this little ball here. It's stupid that this frame doesn't come with rubber bits like this. It just comes with it just built into the frame. Kind of cheap, but you know, it works. So we got that. We're gonna snap that together. Make a little headpiece here. So Interessante. So you take it on this side, you face it away from you, you slap it in there, and then you can put in the full chest piece. So real easy to make the arms and legs for this guy too. For Jim, my boy Jim over here. Jim's growing, look! Jim's got a head! Welcome to the world, Jim. Now let's get his little arms built up. So we got this part, got this part, and we got this part. I don't know if these all actually go together, but we trying. So the Razor 1.5 here, the skinny one, is not only smaller, so it's good for reaching smaller parts. It's not as strong as the bigger guy. So if you're having trouble with a piece and you're like, dang, why won't that come off? Switch. That's the reason why I got both. I thought I was just being, you know, like, aha, I have a job, I pay bills, I can buy 2 gun primer razors. But instead, it's actually been a great 2-hit combo because you have the greatness of the little guy to fit into small spaces. But if you're having trouble, you just bring out the big guy, the big gun. And you know what? Big gun works. Big gun do work. And you can see the dust builds up on your file like this. I will usually just go to the corner of my mat and run it across that. Get some dust off. Or you can blow against it, but that's just getting more dust everywhere. I like to collect it on the edge of my mat so that way I can hit it with the vacuum later. And then Gun Primer suggests that you sorry, I gotta sit forward with more of the back of this chair. They recommend actually just running underwater when you're done building a kit. Like when you're done fully sanding, just run under some water. It's actually super easy cleanup. Just run under some water, stuff comes off, boom, boom, boom. Nothing ever happened. Actually, I would recommend it. It's something that could be forgotten. I know I forget, and then whenever I do it, I'm like, wow, it's like a new tool. It works so great. I don't know why I'm talking like Mickey Mouse. And ho, buy more Gun Primer razors. It'll be fine. Oh, shit. Damn, dog. That's the wrong arm. Put that other arm back. And because the arm is so freaking small, you have to break out the little razor for this one. Little razor. And yes, same direction. You can see I constantly forget to go in the same direction because it has become my habit to just kind of go in both to get it up. But that's how you over sand. Just like Bill Bros said. All right. Sick. It's mostly off the hands. Nice. I keep bringing it off camera. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to. There we go. So once you're set, you just kind of slap that arm on. And then it goes right in his socket here. Oh, it's moving around on me. It's a slippery salmon. There we go. And as you can already tell, this is a lot more articulation just in that one arm than you'll see in most SD kits. Just this frame. You can see the arm goes up and down pretty much. And it's a ball joint, so every ball joint's a swivel. So you can swivel. Lots of expression there. And then you have the classic SD kind of just one joint arm. So it's really all about that shoulder, baby. But it's already, Jim is looking dope. Now, Jim, we got to get the rest of you built together. So let's get the rest of the arms out here. Now, again, guys, Gunpla is freedom. You don't have to clean up nubs at all. I know some people are watching right now who don't clean up nubs. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. As long as you're having a good time building a model, it's accomplished its goal. You know? It doesn't have to be, as some will say for 40K, parade ready, or showcase ready, or show ready, you know? It just has to, you know, you have to have a good time with it, is basically all I'm saying. So all these tutorials, all I will say is you don't have to do any of this shit to have a good time with Gunpla. I am just showing a way I do it to do cleaner builds. And if you have a way to even do cleaner builds, I'd love to hear it. And then, if, you know, you, sorry, train of thought. I think it is time for a sip of drink because my brain just kind of shat itself there. All right. Putting that down. Just roll back. Over there. Okay, Build Bros. Oh, Beyond Gundam is finally here. Thank you, Beyond Gundam. Thank you for joining, buddy. I'm glad you are here. Sorry, I'm going to pick up the mic because I know you're probably not able to hear me way over there. It says Bill Bro says we're gonna have some build stuff coming out with video wise. That's awesome because I absolutely think you guys are awesome on the video side with the way you guys have the layout of the four of you, and then your guests, and then I think that you guys always have great insights, so it's totally worth watching. I would love to watch some of your build stuff. I'm so excited you guys are putting it out. That's the reason why I started doing it, because there was the whole controversy about learning in the community, and I didn't want to input on it. I didn't want to say anything because, you know, everyone's got to make that bank, but also learning should be free. You know, like learning these things that I learned for free should be free. You know, like I learned this stuff just from, you know, being obsessed with it. And I'm sure you're watching because you're obsessed too. And I think we can all learn from all these obsessed people. So are you using logic check capture? I turned the autofocus and white balance off because my C922X or whatever sucks at correcting light. Okay, so I got camera wise for this stream, I am using, of course, for the front camera here, I'm just using the HD camera on the laptop, but I'm not in love with it, so I might change it up and put it do a different camera because I have other streaming cameras. And then I'm using a Logitech Brio to do for my other camera, and as you can see, it's not doing a bunch of stupid light changes. It's not trying to autocorrect the light constantly like this HD facing camera is. So I'm gonna have to go in and make sure the auto white balance is fucking turned off, and the auto gain is turned off on my HD facing camera on this on my Asus over here. Is it Asus? What the hell is this laptop again? It is a Acer. Sorry, Acer. Sorry about that for dipping you guys down there for a second. Sorry if it was a little bit jarring. So, I have taken my sip and moved over my drink. We've chatted a little. Yeah, the Brio is actually really great. That's the reason why it's the main camera on here, because it's actually really nice at autofocusing most of the time. You know, like you can see it works most of the time, but it's such a clean image. Absolutely recommend it for this type of stuff. I would not recommend using your laptop camera, as you can see here, because it's kind of stupid. It doesn't actually it keeps changing the light gain, and you're like, stop that. But so maybe we'll switch to another Brio or another webcam after this for future streams. So, you know, that's the streaming tech for camera wise. I use a Scarlett for my audio here. It's a 2i2. I forget, sorry. And I use my Stream Deck to hit all the buttons so that way things change and, you know, things move around and stuff like that. Like I can go like this real quick. I can go, whoa. And then we can, you know, go back and shit like that with the touch of the button. You know, it's pretty simple. I really enjoy my Stream Deck. I also enjoy my Steam Deck, but no, Stream Deck is a great little tool for this type of stuff. I do live streaming as a job, and I really, you know, have accumulated some toys and it's cool to actually get to use them for this private endeavor. As you can see, because I've gotten the big camera on screen, and while we're chatting over here, this is not the Gunpla side of the shelf I'm closest to. This is, I got a couple. I got the IBO shelf here. I have an Evangelion on the top shelf with Bob and the bubble tea. But not much Gunpla on this side of the shelf. It's more about the middle shelves and the shelf in the full back. Those are the real Gunpla shelves. And maybe we'll do like a Gunpla tour of them at some point, because I don't want to just randomly start running you guys around and everything like that. But let's continue on. Let's clean up some more nubs, guys. I'm done. We're done chatting at the moment, so we'll continue on. I'm gonna need to check that out. Yeah, Build Bros, do it. The Brio's great. It's not that expensive, and you get some great control over the image. So I will recommend that over a lot of the other Logitechs. All right, so we're doing another arm. We got this arm taken out. Got that little bit of arm taken out. Nice. Oh, this is looking clean already. I'm gonna flip back to this on wide. Yeah, with the setup I have right here, I don't want to just do build videos only too. I absolutely want to do a bunch of react videos to things too. I want to do reactions and other streamer things, you know? I don't want to be limited. So if you guys have ideas for streams you want to see, I would love to hear them, because I have ideas in my head. I have a little notebook of streams that I've come up with and stuff. Because I'm going to try to be streaming at least weekly. So that way, you know, we get a little bit of Gunpla in. We get to build together on a stream. We get to sit and chat together. It's a good time. Because if you're not building along with me, you totally should be. You should be, you know, stream up and you got your kid out too. Or maybe you're just driving home and, you know, you need something to listen to as we build here. So there we go. Another arm done in literal seconds. That was a lot quicker. Must have been a really clean cuts I made there. Jim is looking fucking swole as shit. Look at him. Look at him. Swole Jim. All right. Now, the legs. The legs are even simpler. We got feet. Okay, so you want the ball to be facing... That doesn't make any sense. We want the... Yeah, okay. And we got this waist-tee. That's the most important bit when you're building this bottom half of the frame. First, get your waist set. And again, I keep sanding in both directions, but just one direction. You only need Harry Styles, one direction. No, I'm just kidding. Terrible joke. But you know, sometimes some things get stuck on there, and you just hit it with the two directions, and it gets it. Sure, it might oversand it, but this is the inner frame. Fuck it. Go hard. So, you make sure. We're just going to snap this little bit in. He tells you to have the front bit forward. There we go. And as you can see, now he's got an ab crunch. You're like, holy fuck. You're like an SD with an ab crunch? You're like, this is insanity. So, we don't need this bit right here, because that's supposed to be a neck piece. Get that fucking neck out of here. We got another piece of the foot. Got a piece of this to get it into the leg there. Like there. And there we go. We got some calves. Alright. So, first, the feet. I was really careful on cutting the feet, so they actually... Oh my goodness. Oh, I did such a good job with that. Sometimes the God hand will bless you. You'll be like, not even a nub mark to clean up. And then the other foot, you'll be like, still got nub marks to clean up. Cool. You're like, whatever. Moving on. All right. Easy cleanup on these feet. Oh my goodness. Call me Quentin Tarantino. Nope. Nope. Don't call me that. Nope. Nope. Just joking. All right. How are we? Great connections. Looking awesome. All right. Easy cleanup on these upper thighs here, I guess that's what you call them. Oh, maybe not. Try to go the one direction. Try to go the one direction. We're gonna move the camera even closer here, because it is fighting me. Here we go. Sorry guys, we're moving the camera again. And I know you're thinking, God damn, stop moving the camera, but it's for the better. Because now I know exactly where I'm going to go to put my hands so you can see it. Very clear. I should probably draw a box. Easy stuff. See, this one, it's not bad. So you can kind of hit it from. Usually you want to go with the seam, but sometimes with something just a little tough, you can go the opposite direction just to. But you know, still going in the same direction, but the opposite of the seam. I say that as I rub it in both directions, but it was being tough. All right. Nice. Pretty clean. So, just this leg, ready? Finish up this one foot. As you can see, you don't actually have to clean up these parts that are the connection bits, because usually they'll hide themselves. But I'll clean them up just so they fit nice. So I don't go too hard on them. I don't worry too much about a white mark with these like connection bits here. But you know, you get it a little bit cleaned up so it fits nice, and you're like, huh, hell yeah. So, the leg. Which way does it face? So does we want it as this way? Was a part sticking over? This part sticking this way? And bada bing. Bada boom. So you can see already with the leg, the CS leg is very flexible. Lots of movement here. 3 different points. Gotta love that. I didn't clean this up enough, and it's bothering me. I was saying to leave it because it's a connection bit, but then I saw it and I was like, you ugly son of a... Oh, shit. One ugly son of a bitch. Alright, cleaned up. Then you can kinda... Okay. You go like this. It fit the other way. So things can fit into its leg. So obviously this is the way because it's a different looking than that with the 3 boxes. This is more forward. So I've done it right. Even when you build something 3 times, you're still like, did I fucking do that right? That might be my ADHD brain though. I'm just like, I've done this a billion times. Is it right? You never know. Alright. We've been building for an hour and a half now. So I am going... we may not get much into the Phoenix Gundam. We did get this whole frame built up. So maybe that's... maybe that's the end of this, but we'll see. No reason to stop now, so we'll continue on. You can see if I brought it into camera. There we go. That's coming out. Slap these two bits together. And it's kind of sort of a bent knee look towards the front, which is I dig. Okay. Here we go, you stupid thing. Come on out. We are almost set with little Jim here. Did we clean up this foot? We did earlier. Shall we just kind of piece this bad boy on? And piece this bad boy on. And then Jim is built. Jim. Everyone say hello to Jim. Everyone in chat say hello to Jim. Jim says hi back. Now let's get an action pose of him. That's the best part about these little SD cross silhouettes. They kind of already come ready for action. So I've been doing this every stream, so sorry. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. There we go. There he is. Jim. Gray Jim. Swole Jim. Built up and ready to go. We'll get him from this side too. Yeah, nice. Basically, you're here for my icon shooting here right now, guys. I'm just kind of getting icons of clean nubs. Nice, nice. But, you know, we also get to do these little tracking shots like this. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, we'll put it back up. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Cha-ching. So, Jim is built. We don't need this box anymore. At all, really. Good riddance. Option parts. They call it option parts, but it's the fucking... it's the frame. You need this shit. Just because Jim's so much more flexible than the frame that does come in the Phoenix kit here. There is, you know, as I said, it does come with a frame. It is just not good if you're comparing. It's a much smaller sheet, as you could see from before. Oh, we lost the light. We've been streaming too long. We lost the light. We'll just continue on, I guess. This, as you can see from this runner here, which is the frame that comes with the Phoenix Gundam, it's much smaller. You can see the arm bit is kind of attached, so there's no, like, it's just movement at the shoulder, and same thing for the legs. They're just movement at the shoulder, so you don't get movement at, you only get movement there, you don't get movement at the feet. You don't get this arm bend. You don't get this up and down. You know, it takes a lot out. I'm not saying you should spend the extra $10. Like I said, I want Gunpla to be cheap for everybody. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So, we've cleaned up Jim. We've done Jim up. Let's continue. Let's what do you think? Hello, Jim. Thank you, Build Bros, for saying hi to Jim. Let's continue on. Let's keep working at it. So, best thing about the Phoenix Gundam is right here. Comes with a stand. Just this tiny run. first off, every kit should come with this. If it's this small, every kit should come with this. This is awesome. This little thing will give everyone a stand. It will, but that's the thing. They will never do that because they want you to buy all the different stands, you know, like, and I get that, but like, how nice is this? Just boom, done. Little clear little stand, and you get to work on it. So, first things first, we'll get those to the bottom of the box here. We got our instructions. We're popping them open. We're seeing, like, what do we got here? As you can see, there's 2 layers of instructions for every CS kit. And you can kind of see the difference in these 2 pictures right here of what without frame and with frame. You can tell it's kind of his big brother here. It's kind of taller. Here, we'll flip it around. It's like he's taller. He's stronger. And then you got the little guy on top. Damn it, this downward facing camera ain't working for showing this shit. But he's kind of stout looking. So basically, you use the bottom half of this instructions. You do not have to do anything crazy. So you can just leave Jim by himself, and we can start kind of just going through the Phoenix parts. I'm gonna put the instructions up here so I can look at them over there. It's not perfect. Oh, I do like, let me flip this so you guys can see what I'm working on here every time. That'll be cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. So, we gonna have to clean up some more nubs because we're heading towards more of this guy. So Jim will have to be taken apart. But for right now, he's got that, look at that head. Look at the head on this guy. He fucking can really bend it. He's just like, what? What's up there? What's up there? Huh? Whatever. Whatever. So, sorry, I'm done playing with him. Jim. So first up, we're breaking out the US Gundam nippers again. We need B23. We need a lot of B. So this is C. We're going to send the laser effects to the bottom of the box. Again, it's something you don't need till the end of your build. Sometimes I send things to the bottom to never return. So good news, B is our biggest boy here. Alright. B23. So we're dealing with the yellow parts here. As you can see, I flipped this over. We get even closer to the camera. Come on, baby. And again, you're cutting the plastic away. And drop it. And I always cut out the parts for one part every time I do when I'm building with the instructions like this. So what we'll do, you know, I cut out the whole frame. We did the whole frame. We're just going to go part by part how I normally build. So we got B23. Now let's get B10, which is this chest piece here. Pow. Just drop it underneath you. That's why the mat's there, you know. Just drop it. And then B1 and 2 before we put the B section away. Which is B1 and 2 is these 2 red bits that are the chest. I already love this kit a lot. I love CS Gundams because it's all this layered plastic like it's an entry grade or a master grade or a real grade. Really a real grade because even master grades come with stickers. It's just so nice to like layer in all this plastic and it looked great the whole time. So there we go. That's all the B parts, B1 and 2. Now let's grab D parts, which is D1 and D9. So both of the D parts. Have it up. Sorry, I would have more room on my desk usually, but the mic's here. So we're dealing with a very small desk at the moment. Maybe we can put this up? Question mark. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. We stopped taking up the whole fucking thing. Alright. So we need D119 and and his friend. This is a 2-cut process for this guy. Boom. Don't lose him. You can tell this is why I'm talking about the layered plastic. With this chest bit, we have 4 different colors. 5 if you count the fucking frame. And that's just for this chest piece. And that's not the whole fucking thing. Okay, so B23. We got the side parts. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, we got the chest, guys. Now we're gonna move Jim so you can still see him. Don't worry. Don't worry, we won't let you lose Jim. Once you're done cutting all these things with the USA Gundam, I usually just kind of run it over with my finger. Make sure no bits are in it. It's not gonna cut you, so just kind of go in, like that. Hit it with a blow. Very much, if you were good at blowing NES or Super Nintendo cartridges, you'll be good at Gunpla. Okay, so again, the second cut. So we've already cut it from the thing, and now we go in, we line it up, and poop, comes off easy because it's a SD Gundam. But any kit, it should come off easy. All right. We got these little pieces. I love something with only 2 nub marks to clean up. Makes my life easier. Makes your life easier. We all love it. This is like so concentrated for me, guys, by the way. Like it's like usually when I'm building, I do like maybe half this frame and then walk away and do something else. And I know I kind of did the same thing where I stopped and talked. So you get a little bit of a taste of that. I hoped that by streaming I'd do more concentrated builds in and of itself, that I'll be able to kind of just concentrate instead of constantly being like, well, I could be doing this too, you know, like I want to play games, you know, like all the things that go off in your head all the time. All right, so we've done the second cut onto all our bits here, and again, I don't run my fingers over these all the time, but you can. And then blow, get it clean, put it away. You want to put this stuff away. You don't want it just about to fall on the floor, because it will fall on the floor. Oh wow, we got a spam bot in the chat, guys. Holy shit, that's amazing. Great. There we go. I'll adding that to the chat, but I think we've hit a milestone, guys. Our first chat bot in the chat. I love it. I'm about it. I think it's great. Bill Bros said, "Gotta take off. Headed to lunch. I'll be back if you're still streaming later." I probably will not be. I've tried to keep these very much on topic streams. I don't want to stream forever. Just because I don't think people will watch them afterward. I want them to be things they can just kind of put on and find what you need to find information-wise. I don't want you guys being like, shit, what the hell? Why does he talk so much and no information comes out? I want you guys to do what you need to do. And, you know, in a simple amount of time. You don't need to go through a 4-hour thing. So we sanded that little chest piece down. Boom. Right into his chest like a Power Ranger. All right. And then it's these 2 little bits first. That seems to be the one part of this. Again, I love a part that's only 2 nubs. Oh my god, that cleaned up so nicely. Ugh! Obviously, it's so funny. The Phoenix Gundam is already so nice to clean up in comparison to even just the frame we were just putting together, you know? You're like, dang. It's dope as hell. Oh my god, yeah, and then that just slaps in there. Are you shitting me, dog? This build's gonna be dope. I'm all about it. And it's I think it'll be cool to like do these builds on stream with you guys and then post them to the gram, because then you kind of built them along with me, you know? That's cool as hell. All right, so we got that cleaned up. We slap it in there to his chest. And we got the white part here. Which, guys, white parts are absolutely superior for cleaning up nubs, because you can barely see the nubs anyways when it's white. It's amazing. You can barely see them. Look how light of a touch. This is white plastic is my favorite plastic cleanup because it's so easy. It's just kind of this simple cleanup. All right, let's pop this guy on here. Okay, add some gray in there. I like that. That layered plastic on Jim. All right, now we have the front bit and the back bit, which we'll do front first and then back. All right, there we go. Nice. Okay. Now, red plastic is pretty easy to clean up too. Pretty simple. Usually won't leave bad marks. Really, the worst plastic is blue. Most blue, like dark blue plastics are extremely hard to clean up for some reason. And it's such a pain in the ass to like build a blue figure like the Schwabble Grains. I thought that was a great kit that had some tough fucking plastic. Shit, I did not panel line this backpack well. So I did panel line and clean up this before we got on stream, because that was last stream. You guys didn't need to see that again. You can go back to it. Well, actually, we should probably talk about normal kit panel lining at some point. Maybe that'll be another how-to that we do. Okay, so same direction again. Same direction on this back bit, on these top parts. And again, guys, I said it last time. I use Tamiya panel liner accent, but when I forget a bit, and I just want to touch it up, I break out my Gundam marker, pour type. I'll get it going by slapping it into my mat, and then I just tap-a-roo it in there. And it's coming out. It's not going well. I think this is why this was not panel lined before. This does not want to panel line nicely. It's not satisfyingly running along the panels as it should. And that's because stuff is not that deep. So we're gonna let that dry for a second. And because this is the panel line marker, I do it very light, so I kind of clean up almost immediately with this. Just kind of go like that, smush it around. because it's not supposed to be perfect. It's not supposed to be this bright. You're fixing something you didn't panel line, you know, and it wasn't important enough on the first run. Shouldn't be that important on the second run. All right, and then I already had a Q-tip that had isopropyl on it earlier. Gonna grabs it. And just kind of go around and clean up anything that's extra. Aha, looking far better. Just for a 60-second cleanup, you know? Absolutely worth just throwing it on there. And then we can just kind of slap it in the back. And there we go, the chest unit of the Phoenix Gundam. He's absolutely looking, Jim is looking goofy now. This chest unit is huge. I'm sure it will go well with the wings. But it is goofy on him. Now, guys, we've been streaming for almost 2 hours. I am going to call it there because I do want to keep building this Gundam, but I think that we'll be moving beyond panel line. I mean, cleaning up nubs at a certain point. We're just building something. So basically, guys, thank you for joining me on this stream. I hope this was helpful. I hope you like chilling with me. It was a lot of fun. We've already got a ton of cool things, you know, you know, all graphics wise and everything. So I'm really glad the way these streams are going. Now, guys, make sure you just subscribe down below for more streams. I have more in the bag. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but it will be next week. We will have more streams. One stream I have in mind is unboxing this bad boy. I got this guy yesterday. I haven't even posted about him. The hold it up to this camera. The Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Internal Structure Strike Gundam. Basically a Banpesto kit. I mean, not kit, figure. I have not bought any Gundam figures yet. They have been only model kits, and I built them myself. So I don't even have any metal builds or Tamanashi Nations or any of those just figures. So this is my first Gundam figure, really. The other ones have been all model kits, so that's kind of cool. So I thought that would be a cool stream. So that's coming up maybe next week. And then we're gonna continue on with that kind of trend of doing other Gunpla. I have right here for another stream. We'll do the whole build of it because they're really fast to build. This G-frame FA Alex Gundam. This is the NT1 Alex as a here, I'll hold it up to this camera too. It's a G-frame. Now G-frames aren't exactly 1/44 scale, but they're kind of close. Question mark? They don't really say which scale they are. But it's basically kind of a high grade that has a lot of stuff already pre-painted. And you don't have to cut it off a runner most of the time. So it's very simple build, but you do have to clean up some nubs because things are messed up about it. So that is probably the next 2 streams coming up. And then, you know, if you have anything you guys want to know Gunpla wise, please comment it down below. If you're like, how do you you know, how do you clean up mistakes? How do you do anything you guys want to know? I put it down in the comments down below, and I want to be able to do it. Even if it's just like who'd win in a fight. I want to do some ranking stuff too. I want to do that. Might be a stream coming up. Is like me making a tier list of all my favorite mobile suits. I know that's on the tier list maker website, and that might be a stream. It's just me debating with you guys over which is the best Gundam and everything. So I really want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is, I know it's not much, but I really appreciate you guys even stopping by at all. And I appreciate you guys just hanging out with me. So I will finish this Phoenix Gundam off stream. Check me out at the socials down below. If you want, if you're on Twitter, I'm YepFrank on Twitter. But everywhere else, I am for Gunpla, I am Yupgundam. So Instagram, go to Yupgundam, YUP Gundam. It's basically the title of the show. You know, yep, it's Gundam with Yupgundam. So basically check those things out so you can see the finished Phoenix Gundam. I could do a weathering tutorial with this Phoenix Gundam if I don't just kind of power through that. That might be one of the future streams too. So we got a lot of ideas, a lot of streams coming up, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in and for supporting me on this new endeavor of doing Gunpla live streaming and building with you guys. So everyone, say goodbye to Jim. Beep, beep. And we'll cut to the logo. We're gonna do it. Here we go.